Now students, we are going to discuss impulse momentum theorem, or we can also say that we are going to find out that impulse of a force is equal to the change in momentum produced by the force. Now by Newton's second law of motion, we know that applied force F vector is equals to rate of change of momentum. And how do we write it? dp by dt, where p is the momentum. So according to Newton's second law of motion, the applied force F is equals to rate of change of momentum. Fine. Or we can, if we rearrange it, we can write it as F dt is equals to dp. Fine. Now if we consider that in time 0 to t, the momentum of the body changes from P1 to P2. Fine. In time 0 to t, momentum of a body changes from P1 to P2. Now if we integrate this above equation within these limits of time will be 0 to t and limits of momentum will be P1 to P2. So integrating it, the above equation F dt from 0 to t will be equal to dp from P1 to P2. Okay. Now if we integrate it, we know that integration of dx is equals to x. So here also what we will get? P. Fine. We will get vector P and its limits will be P1 to P2. Fine. Now how can we write it as? We will put the limits here, so we will get P2 minus P1. Okay. Now according to this, we have got integration of f dt from 0 to t is equals to P2 minus P1. But just now, before this derivation, we have discussed that the force into time interval is equal to impulse, which is represented by j vector. So in place of this integration of f dt 0 to t, we can put j. Yes. So j will be equal to P2 minus P1. And this, students, is known as the impulse momentum theorem. Okay. And by this you can say that impulse of a force is equal to the change in momentum produced by the force. P2 minus P1 represents what? It represents the change in momentum. Okay. So impulse of a force is equal to total change in momentum produced by the force. And this relationship is known as impulse momentum theorem. I hope you all have understood this.